record.
Milwaukee, we did it, baby! We did it!
This is a moment of a lifetime, and we'll never forget it, ever.
I mean, the city needed this so badly. So it was wonderful that the Bucks could give us this gift.
We got dogs, you hear me? Milwaukee, we dogs!
But we're going to run it back, right?
Run it back. We going to run it back. Next year. Ooh, maybe we can do it again, huh?
Today, For the Record takes a rare venture into sports as Wisconsin continues its week-long celebration of its biggest basketball win in half a century, with the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Suns to take the NBA championship. Welcome, I'm Naomi Coles. To understand the meaning of this win, you have to know the history of this team. And for that, I'm joined by our own News 3 Now sports director, Zach Hanley. Zach, thanks so much for joining us today. I know you're at the end of a very long shift.
Hey, happy to talk Bucks basketball anytime, Naomi.
So the Bucks are founded in 1968 as an expansion team. They win a title in 1971 with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then known as Lou Alcindor. They make it to the finals again in 1974, only to fall to the Celtics. And then, till this week, there's not much to show. Why? What happened?
Yeah, that's the burning question, but let's go back to 74. So Oscar Robertson decided to retire, and that led Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to request a trade in 75. So the Bucks traded him to the Lakers. He went on to win 5 NBA championships. Just think, if he would have stayed in Milwaukee, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks would be how successful the LA Lakers are. And then, you know, a little after that, Don Nelson takes over in the late 70s, coached for 10 years. They won 7 straight division titles. Couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Then you got, you know, the guys like Michael Redd, Big Dog Glenn Robinson, Ray Allen, coached by George Karl. You thought maybe those guys and Sam Cassell, they couldn't get it done. Then you bring in Giannis. Look what happens. They win an NBA championship.
So let's talk about Giannis. Along comes this skinny teenager from Greece, his family immigrating to Greece from Nigeria. He's got this backstory of poverty before being picked off the streets by a scout at the right time, or in the right place at the right time. He's the 15th overall pick of the 2013 NBA draft. So at this point, what kind of team is he entering, and how long before he makes an impact?
Yeah, well, he was a big question mark because nobody really knew what he was or what he would be. You mentioned he was so skinny. You know, he's just starting to learn the game of basketball. He took over a team, and they weren't good. His first year, he won 15 games. He was fighting for playing time against Chris Middleton. Then a couple years later, they draft Jabari Parker, and everyone's like, he's the savior as the 2nd overall pick. Jabari Parker, not with the Bucks. Giannis still with the Bucks. Giannis just kept getting better and better and better. And, you know, fast forward to today, this year, they won 16 games in the playoffs and an NBA championship. Who would have thought his first year when they won 15 total games?
Who would have thought, indeed? So these last 8 years of the Giannis era, he's a 2-time MVP. He's still choosing to stay with his first small market team. And now, I mean, it's an obvious question, but what has this team turned into?
Well, NBA champs, right? They brought in Drew Holiday. They brought in P.J. Tucker, Bobby Portis for some toughness. They got the pieces around them. So that's what this team is, and they could be good if they keep this core together for a long time. But you think about Giannis, where he was when he came here until now. I mean, he's only 26. You mentioned the accolades. He's now an NBA champion, an NBA Finals MVP. And the scary thing is, he's only going to get better. Right? I mean, when he worked so hard and for so long that there's stories that the Bucks had to lock him out of the gym or the weight room because he would just be in there all the time. So the city of Milwaukee is very happy that he decided to stay a Milwaukee Buck, because he could have went anywhere and made a ton of money, but he decided to stay with a franchise that took a chance with him. I mean, the franchise has been so good to his family, and that's another part. You know, he views the Bucks, the city of Milwaukee, as a family, and you can tell he really, really loves being a Buck.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Milwaukee and the state are going to be happy to stick with him as that upward trajectory continues. Zach, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
All right. Now, when we come back, when Giannis joined the team in 2013, they were on the verge of leaving the state. The story of Pfizer Forum and how the Bucks stayed after the break.